Good people. It's your boy Gaming Dad. Let's get it started. All right. Happy Monday to all my good people. Your boy Gaming Dad is on spring break right now. So I had to work today, but I had to work a lot. Boy, but what a week. What a week. Miss O in the building. Hey, Geeky. I saw you pop up in there too. Who else had popped up in there? Sonic Knuckle Tails was first in the chat. Who's here early? He said 4 hours and 5 minutes early. All right. Don't forget, good people, listen, if you're watching tonight, you know what? Don't forget, do me a favor, man. Just hit that like button for you. Kindly would appreciate it. Oh, man, listen. Says Sonic Knuckle Tails says polls are finally working for. Okay, good. And tonight, as a matter of fact, let me go over tonight's poll question. Knowing what we know, if they raise prices, oh man, listen, I messed that all up. I said if they raise the price of the Nintendo Switch 2 to $599, $649, will you be pre-ordering one? Man, what was I thinking? I think I was typing too fast or something. Oh, so your options is the $599 standard version, $649 with the Mario Kart bundle. I will wait for a price drop. I'm okay with my Switch 1. Ooh, nobody yet has voted. I'm okay with my Switch 1. Yeah, I've seen too much. And I'll probably get the Mario Kart bundle. I mean, listen, it don't matter. Either one. I'm going to get one or the other, only because of the fact that I've seen too much. I've seen too much. Mario Kart looks absolutely phenomenal. And, okay, we'll get into that. I'm not going to get off into that yet. But we've had a Tops Candy, just like candy. You know, I miss saying that. Candy is in the chat. Hey, Candy, how are you doing? Let me get you on the board. K cuts it up. But we know you is just like candy. Ow. It's the same feeling. Yes, I do. All right. CMG in the building. I'm going on CMG, my guy right here. CMG, listen. Okay. Let's go back. Let's start it off. First of all, okay, in the chat, you know, I know there's not a lot of people in the chat right now. Don't forget, get your vote on if you're on YouTube. But Liddy Games in the building, 800 degrees. What? Liddy, you must have changed. You changed it. It used to be 500 degrees. Liddy Games in the building. Let me get him on the board. He went from 500 to 80 degrees. He said, I'm trying to cool off. GT in the building. I saw you pop up in the chat. Catch it. Gorilla 2. All right. So, all right. Let's. The poll is irrelevant to me. Just vote, man. Just imagine if you had the if just imagine take your current price and add $100 to both SKUs. I think that's right. 599. No, you really adding 150 to each SKU. Add 150 to each SKU and then then vote. Let's see. He said I did. Oh, let me go back up to make sure I get everybody's question. Hey, Miss O in the building. She said, I'm giving up on Nintendo. It's not that the console price that they set for me set me off, but the prices of the games that I took offense to. Okay. So think about it like this here. This is how I'm rationalizing it in my head about the $79.99 Mario Kart. In essence, if you bought Mario Kart and you bought all the DLC, you paid $85 for it. And then listen, if you was a Mario Kart early adopter on the Wii U and then came back and then bought it again on the Switch with the DLC pack, you probably paid like, I don't know, 145, 150. So I'm going to give Mario Kart didn't show enough from the Treehouse event to make me say, all right, I understand $80. So I'm assuming that this direct that comes on the 17th for Mario Kart World is going to impress me enough to say, hey, they're providing this much more value for the game. Do I like $80? I don't. I think $70 would have been just fine. And I think we wouldn't be having this rift. But we're going to see. We're going to see. It might just blow our minds. Geeky said, I really hope they don't. I know, right? Did they officially mark it up? No. There's no official markups. We're just going off of, the reason why, if you catch my YouTube short today, I talked about, I've been trying to keep it up in the background about, say these negotiations and tariffs especially between countries that, Nintendo, they build out of, so coming out of Vietnam and Taiwan, those and Japan, all those got heavy tariffs. So, is it not Taiwan, but what's that other Vietnam? They have opened up. They're like, hey, Trump, said we'll take our tariffs off the board. We'll go down to 0% if if you pull back. And Trump was like, nah, dog, we got to go back to the negotiation table. I mean, see, I'm torn. The gamer in me said, man, this is jacked up. But I mean, if I look at overall, long term, this probably is really good for the country for my kids. I might not see those benefits, but I think my kids will. So it's like, But however, we keep moving. CMG in the building. See the game, check it in. GT said the poll is irrelevant to me. The U.S. prices is going up because of Orange Man shouldn't change the prices up here. We don't have tariffs on every country like the name Russia. Ms. O said it is expensive to download games via the internet you pay for. Stupid to think they ship it through the ports for a digital version. Yeah. Liddy Game says, I set the $5.99 standard. Yeah, listen. I'm gonna buy Mario Kart. So it's like it's nowhere around it. And then I look at it like this here. I've paid more for a not Rogue Alley, but for a Legion Go. I've paid more for it. So do I like $6.49? I don't. It's gonna cut back on a lot of other things that I buy, but it is what it is. Miss O says, I'll just pirate it and go back to retro gaming. I ain't mad at you, Miss O. You and GT, that's all like that. GT would do that. That's GT's plan. GT said, "This is how I'm looking at the Mario Kart price. I'm paying $30-ish more than last gen after taxes, and by the middle of 2026, I will pay $30 more and not even have the full game." God almighty. Listen. I don't know. This direct is going to be very interesting because I think a lot of people are going to watch it because they're going to be like, hey, how are you going to justify this $80? Um, it's one of them things like, man, I don't think it. I don't. It would be. This will be the only Mario Kart for the generation. This is it. This is all you get. GT said, if Nintendo had the balls, they'll just flood all the markets outside the U.S. with Switch 2 and let the Americans get upset, import from us snow Mexicans. Man, listen, I don't wish that, and I don't think they get the balls enough to do that. Especially with us, we are our largest market, so you can go that direction. But I don't think at the end of the day they come out on top. Matter of fact, they would get nowhere close to the amount of systems. They would come nowhere close to Switch One if they made that decision. But nah. So Steve M in the building. He said, "I'm not gonna lie. The whole tariff situation and the prices pretty much killed my hype for the system. To make it worse, a lot of games are just stupid key cards. Man." Man, listen, you're right. But you know what? Yeah. As much as as much as I'm trying to justify it in my head, I can't. The key cards, they're good. I'm able to trade those key cards in and get some kind of monetary value back. But I'm gonna support. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going to support games physically, especially those that has the game on the system, on the card rather. Like, hey, I never did play Cyberpunk 2077. I'm gonna pick it up, but I'm gonna pick it up on the cartridge because the whole thing is on the cartridge, and I'm with that. If it's not on the cartridge, unless it's like Madden or 2K, something that I know I buy every year anyway, I'm gonna give them the pass. But everything else, like all the Mario games, is on the cartridge, so I might as well just hang tough. I'm gonna get Steve on the board while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, gotcha. Don't forget, get people listen. Do me a favor, man. I'm gonna get 2 likes, man. Hit the like button for your boy. Jump out real quick. Hit that like button. Jump back in. Won't cost you nothing but a couple of seconds of time. SOC in the building, my friend. What's going on, man? Welcome back. All right, let's see. Steven says the U.S. might be Nintendo's largest market, but that could change. China could take the top spot someday. Also, Nintendo is prioritizing Japan, making the cheaper Japanese language only version. Yeah. I know why Nintendo's doing that. They want to maintain that level of dominance over there. And on top of that, man, listen, Japan came out in force and supported them over their competitors, so they had to throw them a dime back to be able to, Japan, they frugal with their money. They're not trying to, they don't have to upgrade it unless they want to. So they really got to give them an incentive to upgrade. So I mean, I get it. So finally don't have to work tonight. What's up? SOC in the building. CMG says, you never played Cyberpunk 2077? Great game. Had it on Stadia, but never bought it back when Stadia went down. I ain't mad at you. Steve M says, if we can get a Switch 2, I'll at least get the Nintendo game that's on the cart plus Cyberpunk. The digital games, though, I would just get them cheaper on Steam. Yeah. You know what? They put themselves in a position where, you know what, people are going to still look at Steam as a more viable option. You know, you're still going to be like, I don't know yet. Now, of course, Nintendo's first parties, the exclusives. Hey, you know what? They'll probably get picked up, but like for instance, you know what? I was gonna pick up Hades, and I'm like, well, you know what? I want to see how much Nintendo's charging for it, and I don't know yet, but still, I'll consider it because that screen on that handheld. We're gonna talk about the hardware. We're gonna get to the hardware because it's a lot to go on. But listen, keep coming with your comments, man. We can just kick it before we start getting into the tons of news that's been happening over this past week. This is GT says what happens to the key card when Nintendo shuts down the Switch 2 online servers a year after the Switch 3 launch? Like they've been doing with every other console they've made. They bought use. Listen, they become useless. You are correct. Cannot argue with that. And I think that's the push to get more people to buy digital. But that's a good question. That's a very good question. Like, you know what? And I think probably needs to be answered. Somebody needs to have the boss to answer that question and say, hey, you know what? What's going to happen when Nintendo close down these servers and I have these keys? Is Nintendo promising to keep these keys available and alive for me to be able to download these games years after, the system has gone astray? Very good question, man. Very, very good question. That's why, I prefer to have them on. If I'm gonna buy it, it's gonna be digital. If it's a key, if it says a key, I just might as well buy the game digitally. So see. Bazard in the building. Get Bazard on the board. 24/7 TV. All right. This is SOC says CMG Stadia has been dead for a long time. CMG, I'm still convinced you'll get a check from Google to talk about Stadia, even though it's dead. You know what, man? CMG has definitely moved on from the Stadia, man. He then went from Steam Deck to now he's leaving Go Tough. Now he's back on the Switch train. So we in here. Bazzer 24/7 TV says, "What's the difference between buying the game on disc? If the same thing, you still have to put it all on a storage system disc. It's only for resale. Blah blah blah." You know what? You right, man. Listen, I can't even justify this. You know, I think it is stupid to buy the game with a key card. I just think that's like, I mean, yeah, if I buy it, I can resell it. That's the only benefit you get out of it, because like CMG and like GT says, like, hey man, you know what? What's gonna happen after when Switch 3 is out or whatever they call their next system, and are you gonna be able to have that availability? The only good thing I've seen so far is that hey PC, the only good thing I've seen from it is that hopefully with that next generation, is backwards compatible, so you'll at least get a couple generations out of it. But man, that's why I'm in favor. Like I tell you right now, listen, third parties, put your game on the cart, and you know what? And I'll support you. But I don't know about no game key, because it's no. I gotta say it. Legit reason for that to stick around. GT says, digital purchases are tied to your account. Keys are just activation of download, but not tied to an account. You can't download from a site that is no longer running. Absolutely. So, it's like one of them things. It's like you're by far better off buying the game digitally than unless the full game is on the card, you're better off buying it digitally. Hey, PC in the building. Oh man, listen. Let's see. So PC, you won last week, but you can't win again. You can't win 2 weeks in a row. But I'm glad you're here in the chat. Let's see. What else? What else? All right, let's migrate. Let me get over here. Ha ha, what's going on, Mute 93 in the middle, Mr. Teacher? What's going on, sir? Welcome, welcome. Liddy Game says, by the way, did anyone or a gaming dad get a chance to snag a Micro Express card? I'm trying to grab me a 256 Express card off Amazon. Amazon did. I ordered 2 yesterday off Amazon for my kids. I was able to get a 512. I got it now. I ordered it at like right after the direct was over. I went and said, no, let me go ahead and get this out the way. But I know because everybody and their mama gonna get on one. Oh, Geeky in the building with the super chat. Thank you, Geeky. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If we get 5 super chats tonight, we'll be giving out an extra eShout card tonight. So all we need is 4 more super chats to get us in there. Kira has been telling me your progress. She's always happy to see you on Facebook. Oh, tell Kira I said hello. How's college? That's a whole different story. Let's see. Hold on. What else? Oh, so back to Liddy Gaines, his statement real quick. So I know Amazon had them up. I just know the delivery date was a little extended. It's like I don't get mine's until like the 19th or 20th of April. So I went ahead and just got it out the way. Quake 311 in the building. Breaking Bad in the building. Let me get y'all on the board. Breaking Bad 881. Quake 311 in the building. Representing Las Vegas. Cause you gotta get ready for school. All right, let's see. Geeky says, still excited for Switch 2, even with all the drama. I am too, Geeky. I have to agree. I am definitely excited still. I wish this pre-order thing was happening this Wednesday because I was like, man, I'm prepared. I'm not gonna work. I'm on spring break. You know what? Let's get it. Nope. Gotta wait. GT says, wait. Is this SOC's first time in the chat in like 9 months? No, man, SOC been here a couple times. He been busy, man. He been like you. You know, he tend to work on Monday nights. She said she missed bringing pizza to the classroom. Oh, we miss having that pizza in the classroom too. I tell you this much. Says fish tacos solve most problems. Yeah, listen, they will. They'll solve quite a few problems. Breaking Bad in the building. That says Mute 93 says I don't know about spending $450 for Switch 2 though. Did you watch the direct? If you watch the direct, man, listen, I ain't front. We gonna get to the direct, but I tell you this much. That screen was like, okay, I'm sold. I'm even though I'm still kind of down on the battery life, I think the battery life should be a lot better. I'm gonna take my time testing a lot of games on it to see what kind of battery life we get out of it. Dub City in the building. What's going on? Let's see. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, get your vote on. I know I had a typo, so please forgive me. I typed one word twice. You'll see it. But pretty much it says if they raise the price of the Nintendo Switch 2 to $599 and $649, will you be pre-ordering one? 29% of y'all was like, I'm straight with the Switch 1. 43% I'll wait for a price drop. 28% is only pre-order one. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Dub City, I got you on the board, my brother. Don't forget, man, hit the like button for your boy. GT says, the more I see about Switch 2, the more of a scam it appears to be. Man, I can't call that. That's right. Spam Dub City in the chat. You can't be saying that. Is Shoney. Hey, Shoney said, I will wait for a price drop. Y'all capping. I'm sorry. I'm keeping it 100. Y'all try to tell me. Y'all going to look me in this camera right now. And you're going to tell me after you see Metroid Prime at 120 frames per second, you wouldn't like, take my money. Take my money. Oh, man. You trying to tell me. Listen, you trying to tell me. To me, Metroid was the crown jewel of the whole event for me. That seeing Metroid Prime was like, all right. We in there. Yeah. So there was no privacy options. Why can't I say that? They have a button behind a paywall. Yeah. Oh, listen. I'm sorry. I can't wait till the system drop. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I don't know what my kids gonna do. If they go to 650, I don't know what my kids gonna do. My kids gonna get the system and that's it. Like you play your old Switch games on there. You won't bet it. My kids are not getting a system in a game and a pro controller. No. Put that on your Christmas list for Santa. Not for Dada. Steve M says, if the Switch 2 price goes up, I'll wait instead and I'll buy cheap stock in Nintendo. Listen. Buy the dip. Listen. When like right when they started to announce, like, like right after the direct, and they started to the price was getting out there, and then the price of the game, I sold all of my Nintendo stocks immediately. I'm so glad I did because I lost a little bit of money, but not really because I made so much money because I was buying it at $10. But oh yeah, I sold all of it, and I bought a little bit of it back today. I bought a little bit of it back. So I gotta pay attention. Like, what, if it starts to dip again, like if they Switch 2 will be Dad's Switch. Oh, absolutely. Now listen, I'm gonna get my son Joshua one for sure because one, his birthday is June the 6th, and second, he's giving me enough money to probably almost pay if they raise the price. He's giving me enough money to pay for the Switch and probably a game. He's giving me enough money for me to hold. So his stuff will get bought. That joker that's in college, he better his mama better come put in on it. She better say, I got 5 on it. Liddy Gaze 80. Listen, man, I can't say 80 degrees, man. It's 500. Liddy Gaze says Cyberpunk probably going to be one that's going to eat up the battery life. You know what? You're probably right, but I still want it. You know what? A couple of things I've already done, like, I got a real dope battery bank. It's 65 watts. It's gonna do the thing. I'm gonna be testing a lot of stuff for the Switch 2. A lot of stuff. A lot more content's coming. I just can't do I can't do content like RGT and the rest of them other guys. They be doing like 2 and 3 videos a day. They trying to get all the Switch money. That's all. Listen, some of these videos I'll be like, no, I'm not gonna watch it because I know it's about some BS, and they only put the BS out there so they can just get that extra coins. See, GT says Cyberpunk 45 frames per second docked. It'll cause me so much motion sickness. So much that I'll puke. Spoken like a true PC gamer. Can't even argue with that. Like, how do you debate that one? He's probably there. Oh, sorry, my bad. He's probably right. Liddy Gaines says Cyberpunk probably going to be. Okay, no, I read that already. Quake 311 says $10 for Switch 2 upgrades or NSO subscription seems reasonable. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. I think a lot of people, everybody wants something for free. Everybody wants a handout, but you know what, man? Listen, it's in the days of business. Either if you want Breath of the Wild and 4K, 60 frames per second, you got to run it. You got to run it. $10. I'll tell you one thing I'm not paying $10 for. I'm not paying $10 for that that pretty much it says that manual they're trying to make everybody buy. New Cap in the building. What's going on, man? Let me get you on the board. I need to switch over and start looking at some of these stories because, man, we got a lot to talk about. All right. This says GT says crazy theory. They could just not make you pay for the hardware that you really already paid for to be used on the game that you already paid for. Oh man, listen. One day, man, we gonna sit down, man, and I bet money your childhood was probably crazy funny. I bet you got some excellent childhood stories. Some of the stuff that you write on here at GT, man, be so funny. All right. Listen, let's get over here to some of these stories. Real quick, man, I got enough of y'all in the chat, man. Listen, you haven't hit the like button, man, hit the like button. Second of all, hey, if we get 5 super chats tonight, we will have an extra $10 eShop giveaway because, since these game prices are $70, we need all the eShop coins we can get. Also, you listen, man, you can also every person that gives out, matter of fact, Geeky will be the first one. And put Geeky on here a third time. If you give out a super chat, you get yourself an extra spot on the board tonight. Let me get Geeky 3 on the board. All right. Let's see. Also, you listen, become a member of the channel, man. It's just real cheap. We got a Game Boy tier and a Super Nintendo tier. The Game Boy tier is only $1.99, and the Super Nintendo tier is $4.99. Become a member of the channel, man. We would love to. Everything I get, man, I give it right back to you guys in some form or fashion. If it's not now, usually we take a lot of the money, we give it out on Christmas. We do tons of giveaways on Christmas. So, think about becoming a member of the channel, man. It's adult community, non-toxic. Just how we like it. All right, let's. GT says, so if I pay for 4, I'll get 7 after my Twitch entry. Yeah, that would be right. Man, listen. Do you have any brothers, man, or like siblings? Cause this sounds like your sense of humor sounds so one childish. It's like you should be the one child in the house that had all the jokes. Quay says, GT, how you feeling about that battle Oh, Ontario round ones. Senators might be Boston Trojan horse having earmark and net. Oh, okay, okay. You talking about hockey? Yeah, listen. My Pistons put a whooping on Toronto the other night too, though. Ooh, it's ugly. All right. Then your boy stole K his Crocs. How your boy about to steal his Crocs? What's going on with that? Let's see. Geeky says GT just go buy a gift card at that point. Too funny. All right, let's switch over to the other screen. Let's see if it pops up. Supposed to. There it is. There it is. Don't forget, good people, to get your vote on. Woo wee. 69% of y'all was like, nope, I'm not getting a day one. Golly. Don't forget to vote on YouTube. All right, let's see where we at. Nintendo Switch 2 launch lineup. Okay, before we move on, real quick in the chat, everybody put your vote up. Put your grade for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. For me, it started off as a solid A. I was like, oh man, this is good. This is a great show. And I think if I just based the show on what it was an A. But they didn't announce no price, and I knew something was up. So when they didn't announce no price, they ain't talk about the battery. And I ain't see some of these other games. Everybody and their mama said it was coming. I was like, oh, buddy, what's going on? What are they doing? When they announced that price, I was like, okay, all right. I could kind of, it was a little punch, but I was all right. I can absorb that. We can figure that out. But then when they announced that Mario Kart was $80, I said, Donkey Kong was $70. I said, come on, man. Come on, man. Did y'all? Oh, listen. Okay. Small rant. I don't care anybody. Everybody's like on this Donkey Kong game. Like Donkey Kong was like so great. I was like, no, that Donkey Kong do not look. It just looked repetitive. So I'm gonna give it a minute. Maybe they have a direct later on, in the beginning of July, and they talk more about the game. They show a little bit more of the game, because what they shown to me was just a bunch of exploration. Just I'm gonna destroy everything, get these coins. I'm gonna find me a banana, beat that banana up, and the enemies was really, really weak. They only had really one level that was like, okay, this is pretty good. That level that's kind of like a shrine. I was like, all right, that's pretty good. But besides that, man, I was like, Let's see. GT says I have an insane amount of half siblings. Let's see, half siblings. But you was pretty much in between your mama and your daddy. You was uno. Said, look at Geeky actually trying to convince people not to donate. GT says B plus. I gave it an A minus. I'm telling you, the pricing and the confusion on the cartridges, that just it just took that. They should have prepared people for that. They should have not allowed that information to come out in the direct. Steve M gave it a B plus. Quay gave it a B. Quay, why you give it a B? What dropped you a whole letter grade? Steve M says the lack of price, the tech demo not being free. Ooh, yeah, buddy. Let's talk about that. And it's $10. It's $10. Okay, all right. We'll get back to that. And GameCube NSO. I want to own the games was a low point for me. To me, Nintendo They could very well give us the option. That's my thing. Is like, you know what? You can have NSO. It's great. It's dope. But give me the option. If I want to buy the game, let me buy the game. Just let me purchase that game, even though I might have the NSO. Let me purchase it, cause things might get hard. I want to figure out a way to pay this online subscription just so I can play. I agree with you on that one. Quay says agreed. It was an A minus, but they didn't talk turkey. Even Apple can stand behind their prices in their presser. Yeah, you know what? It's like, To me, I feel like Nintendo spoke more about it spoke more volume that they didn't talk about their pricing than this, ending the show like, all right, June 5th, holla at you. Like, yeah, I know you're gonna buy it anyway, so why I need to tell you how much it's gonna cost? Yeah, I think for the first time in a long time, Nintendo was very arrogant. We're seeing the hey, I'm the only puppy in town arrogance from Nintendo, and they better check that, or it's gonna come back to haunt them, like it do most companies. Bazzer 24/7 TV said it's a D for me. Now with all the news I've heard, yeah, Dookie 23. What's going on, sir? He said, hey, Game Me Dad, let me get you on the board real quick before I ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got another super chat. Bazzer 24/7 in the building. We in here. We got 2 super chats. We did need 3 more for an extra Nintendo Switch game card giveaway tonight. Let's see, Dookie 23, Bassett 3 is on the board. All right, ladies, we got 25 people on the board tonight. 25 people. Same dad, different mom. Yes, I was an only child with my oldest brother, Nigel, being rejected by my father despite wanting to come to Ontario from Texas. Man, see, this is one of them situations where I can relate. You know what? I know, like, hey, we talking about Switch. I know, we do. We switch in and out. My dad stayed 30 minutes from me when I was a kid. 30 minutes. Matter of fact, not even 30 minutes. I say a good 25-minute drive for me. That's it. And that joker would never come by. No matter the many attempts I tried to ask him to come get me, come see me, come play catch with me, that joker would not do it. And what would make me mad, oh, but as a kid, that he would make promises that joker would not keep. And when you kind of like, in a nice way, checked him about it, he tried to get like aggressive. Then I said, man, I wanted to tell him one time, man, I see why my mama call you a mother effer. Man. So that's why I fight really hard for my kids now. Like, I don't want my kids thinking that of me. Let's see. GT says, lack of a bundle case, paywall button, paid upgrade, top games, paid user manual, lack of pricing, lack of specs, slideshow. Nintendo never talks about specs, even though I was surprised they talked to, as much specs about that screen. But I think they had to. Slideshow, party, chat, stream, and the inevitable genital cameras were all naked. Oh, man, listen. The overall console looked fire, though, especially the 2 USB ports. Higher hopes on being able to use AR glasses, provided Nintendo doesn't block their usage on their console. Oh man, that's huge. You know what? You would think at this point, for what they've shown you, that the AR glasses shouldn't be an issue. Then on top of that, you would think Nintendo would have this made their own. But who am I? But you're right though. If Nintendo does that, boy, they're gonna create. They're gonna have more people have a stronger backlash on that company and than ever before. You know, like right now, that Nintendo is not used to the amount of negativity that they are getting right now. Some of it is justified, some of it is not. So, but to me, like once again, shame on Nintendo. I hate that they're getting this backlash now, but they should have launched last year. They should have launched last year in 2024 and just dealt with it. And then you know what? They'd have been all right. That's what they should have did. But they waited. They waited until the day, and then that joker was like, tariffs. Kill your plans, Nintendo. GG's, I'm the only child my father took an interest in, which isn't saying much as he didn't become a somewhat decent human being until he hit until I hit my late 20s. You know what? I watched this preacher once, man, and he gave a great analogy of it. He said, you know what? If you ever notice how your parents, how some parents they become really good grandparents, because when you're a parent, you know there's no manual on how to do it and do it right. You know, and you deal with so many other things that your parents give you and teach you that some what they don't teach you, and then those things get trickled down to our kids. So it was hearing that gave me an easier way to provide my own father some grace. Is that he a byproduct of his father? You know, even though to me, I thought my grandfather was the best thing since sliced bread. But listening to stories, he might not have been that kind to my father and really showed him how to love. And so my father was exposed to some things that he probably shouldn't have been exposed of. So when I look at him now, I give him grace, and the forgiveness really, to me, in my case, was, more about me than him. Thanks for sharing, man. You didn't have to share that, man. I appreciate you, though. All right, let's see. Steve M says, my niece and nephew dad moved across the country to be closer to them, only to still not see or talk to them anymore. It's sad. Whew, man. Man, I hate that for them kids, man. Sometimes, man, adults, man, they make decisions, man, that it's all personal, but it's never about them children. And sometimes they weaponize those children, man, and they don't see the effects of it till years later, man. I was watching some you know how you go down the rabbit hole of scrolling down Facebook or whatever like that. But and I was looking at one of these little short videos, man, and it was like this family, and they have got the one black lady's name, but um the mama lied on the daddy for like 25 years and said that he molested his girls just to get on that show and find out that she was lying. Oh, I said, man, I would have drop kicked her right out of that chair. You know what? And he was like, and she was like, can you forgive me? And he was like, no, because I know it's not sincere. Like, you took, you put this over my head for 25 years. Everybody and their mama believed that I molested my children. Told his daughters that. His daughters was like, all the daughters was there too. That was crazy. Crazy. Yeah. So I was in a kind of a situation like that. My oldest son was my reason why I was here in Georgia, because his mom family is originally from here, and so we didn't work out as boyfriend and girlfriend, but we was good co-parents, and so I moved. Me and my wife, we moved down here to be close to Lil Dave. That was our only reason for coming to Georgia. It was like, all right, I'm coming to be closer to him. All right, let's see. Bazzer 24/7 TV said, the thing I used to like about Nintendo is it being family friendly. My loyalty to Nintendo is being tested now. Not even worried about getting it day one. Golly, you know what? It's funny you say that by it being family friendly. You know what? I don't like when Nintendo launches a console and Mario is not the focal point. Um, when you look at it, the current situation right now, yeah, I mean, of course, it's going to sell out. It's probably going to sell out for prior to middle of next year. But these younger people are not going to be able to get their hands on um, any Switch Two stuff. It's gonna be it's gonna be Switch One everything for these younger kids. That's the reason why I know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that Nintendo is going to the Switch One is going to surpass the PlayStation Two because of the fact that none of these younger kids are going to be able to. Their parents are not going to be able to afford or even going to want to buy them a $500 toy. That's the market they're gonna lose, and this is where I kind of agree with your sentiment, Bowser, is that Nintendo is going to miss out because parents who are really close with about their money, they are not going to put a $500 toy in a child who is 5 years old, 6 years old hands. So that they alienate that particular market. If they 5, 6, 7, 8, them parents is like, no, that switch ain't going nowhere. I'm not buying. Listen, think about it like that. I'm not buying a $500 gaming system for 5 or 6 years old. I don't care if they like Mario or not. That means the Switch gonna be like way up there. You can't get to it, and it's staying connected to the TV. GT says, I think Nintendo does end up making their own AR glasses, Labo Plastic coming in 2027. Not to mention of an Animal Crossing. You know what? Though? This is the reason why I know they didn't mention Animal Crossing, because they gotta save. They gotta build the next direct. I believe there has to be some form of direct in July. I'm not even gonna say June, but some direct is coming in late June, early July, and they gotta prepare you for what's coming. And it's probably gonna be a partner direct in July, and then the September direct is gonna be beefy. Cause think about we only got Donkey Kong, Kirby, Mario Kart, Metroid. All right, still no release date for Metroid. That's one. No mention of a Star Fox. Still, you know what? No Super Mario, nothing. The movie comes out next year, so you know what? You think like, hey, September, they gotta get that in your head, like, hey, this game is coming. So you know what? Listen, Nintendo news is gonna be crazy for the rest of this year. Crazy, crazy, crazy. GT said that was an A+ for me, Geeky. Oh man. Geek said, can we buy super chats to remove GT from the wheel? Oh man, no, I won't do that to him. I won't do that. Oh man. Debo Pop 12. Love the name, man. Love the name. Debo Pop 12 says Nintendo Switch 2 for the win. Yes, he is, my friend. Let me get you on this board, man. We give out a free Nintendo eShop card every Monday night, Debo. Feel free, man, to come through, man, and hang out with us, man. And man, we haven't even got into the news yet. We're just talking randomly right now, but we're gonna get into a lot of the news for this evening. GT with the super chat. He says, just pissed Geeky off. It's so funny. Debo, listen, we also broadcasting right now on YouTube, man. If you want to hop on YouTube, search up Gaming Dad. You can get yourself another spot on the board, man. Matter of fact, this is GT. GT3. The super chat. He's just to piss Geeky off. Geeky comes right back at it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, we are one super chat away. Geeky says -1 GT. But I will put Geeky on here for a fourth time though. That's a Geeky 4. All right. Ricardo, man, what's going on, man? Listen, man, this talking so hilarious, man. Ricardo's in the building. Let's see. GT says you might as well just pay for my wheel entry at this point, Geeky. Oh man, y'all listen, man. I love y'all. Like a friend, man. Y'all listen, y'all just make my Monday, man. Y'all just it's too funny. This is what happens when you put a businessman in charge of the company as opposed to someone who's legit cares about the medium. Facts. It's the reason the gaming industry is trash. Facts, 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 facts. Man, that is a factual statement right there, man. You know what? Even though, like, listen, you think about Switch 1. Switch 1 is still Iwata's baby, man. It was still like a progression of his thought process on where the gaming system should go. So, Furukawa, man, he was always a numbers guy. And so I agree with you totally. I think this mess up, this hiccup, you know what, should have been given to somebody else to figure out. Now, listen, I don't get me wrong. The system itself is beautiful. I'm digging it. You know what? I'm always looking at like, hey, you know, when can we get the next iteration with a better battery? My mind is always thinking about that now. But I tell you one thing though, if they can't get these tariffs and this price situated, you're gonna see the Switch 2 Lite a lot sooner than you believe. I tell you, I think like next year you'll see that bad boy because of the fact that they gotta have a cheaper entry for that age group, that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They gotta have something cheaper to be able to get them into it. And the original Switch Lite is not gonna be able to do it after they see what's coming down the road with this Switch 2. So I mean, it's like the gift and the curse. It's like, you know what? I don't know how they make this happen, and I don't know how big the system's going to be, but it has to happen sooner if they can't get these prices under control. Great comment, GT. I totally agree with you on that one. So you have games made by political activists on hardware made by corporations looking at share prices. Yep. The focus is wrong. Steve M says, given how expensive Switch 2 is, how much longer will Switch 1 get more games? Because of the high price, man, I would say, man, at least into 2028 for sure. Yeah, because you know what? The companies are still going to make games for the Switch 1 because of the install base. You just can't just walk away from that install base, man. You got 100 million. Think about it. If you got a game and you make yourself a $40 or $30 game, indie game, whatever it may be, and you put that bad boy on both systems, now you got 160, 170 million people that can buy your game because it's on both systems. It's a win-win. To me, if I'm these companies, I'm trying to figure out what game that I can put on the Switch and the Switch 2 simultaneously. What game I can put on the Switch 1 and then make a better version on Switch 2? Because they gon' win. Everybody's not gonna be able to adopt these Switch 2 games and prices. They're not. So you know what? To me, if you try to make some coin, how my boy Snoop said, you trying to make all the money, you got to figure out some different ways. So yeah, I'll give him to 2028. Ford Track 800. He says, Which game you gonna play first? All right. First of all, let me get you on the board, and then I'm gonna answer that question. Track 800. Don't forget, give people, man, y'all rolling into the chat, man. Hit the like button for your boy. To be honest, I'll probably is going to upgrade Breath of the Wild. I ain't on front. Watching Breath of the Wild 4K was like, oh man, that looks so good. You know what? Because you know what? Playing Breath of the Wild is like playing. It's like playing Breath of the Wild is like driving in downtown LA during the middle of the summer with all the fog and the smog. It looks so cloudy. It was my game. It was still like I still love the game, but once it started to come, once that 4K 60 frames per second came, it looks so good and clean. This make you want to go back and replay it. It just looks so flawlessly unflawed. All right, 4-track. So let's jump back over here. Let's look at this launch lineup. Ooh, it is. It is a bunch of them on this list that I wanna play. I'm not gonna front. So yeah, if I gotta pick, I probably if I can't pick Breath of the Wild, cause I'm gonna be downloaded first for sure. Off this list of the pure launch titles, it's not going to be Mario Kart though, cause I know that game is good. It's gonna be like no, but it's not gonna be the first one. It probably is Street Fighter 6, cause I'm a fighting game fan, so it's probably gonna be Street Fighter 6. Cause I know for sure I'm picking up 1, 2, 3, 4 games for sure. And matter of fact, take it back, scratch that. It's not going to be a game. The first game I'm playing is Soul Calibur on the GameCube. First game I'm playing, Soul Calibur, widescreen. Let's go. Quake 311 says Bill Tritten stands behind the $80 price tag for Mario Kart, which is his job, but he says it's more content-rich Mario Kart than ever, and you gotta play it to believe it. 80-hour experience, perhaps. That's the reason why, you know what, before I, make my verdict on Mario Kart, I gotta see this direct. I gotta see what else they didn't show me, because what they showed me so far, which looked dope and fun, wasn't enough to say, okay, this is worth $80. GT, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I didn't say it before. I'm going to say it again. We missed that 5 super chat. GT said, GT4, Geeky must not win. GT4 in the building. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're giving out 2 Nintendo eShop cards tonight. All right, feel free, good people. Let's see. Geeky said, GT, you are going to get eliminated back to back 4 times. That's fine. My twist entry later on will survive like glory. Oh, man. Geeky says Switch 2 Lite might come around the same time as Animal Crossing, just like the first one, which is super smart for Nintendo to do. I agree. That's the reason why I think, like, you know what? If they keep getting flack, if this price situation don't get settled, they're gonna have to provide a cheaper option for their younger gamers, because you know what, like Bazza said earlier, Nintendo is family first. You know what? Yeah, we happy to have the GTAs and the Cyberpunks, but when you think Nintendo, you think kids, you think Mario, you think you know they gotta have a flood more of those games. And if they don't buy into that, if they lose their focus off of these children, they're gonna lose it. It's the it's the reason why Xbox and Sony are not doing well. They're not doing well because they took their focus off this being a kid's device and they marketed more towards adults. And that's the reason why they're not as successful as Nintendo, because Nintendo gave children an option. Gigi says Kirby Air Rider seems like it's going to be fun. I hope that Mario Kart Direct comes out with something impressive. They better. To me, at this point, they absolutely have to because of the price. People are protesting hard. Did y'all see the chat on the Tree Live? I was like, man, they just keep spamming. You know what? Lower the price, lower the price. I mean, it was the whole 4 hours. It kept spamming. Lower the price, lower the price. Yikes. GT says if you do that cross release, the Switch is going to end up like PS4/PS5. I believe. You know what? It could. I can't say that it would. It could, but what makes this one a little bit different is that one, they're not going to be able to find. Listen, these systems are going to sell out. I don't care what price they put up there. If it's $600, it's going to sell out. If it having $600, it's probably a better chance I get one. Because if that thing would have came out $399, you see what happened to the pre-orders over in the UK. They sold out in minutes. So there's no way. I mean, turn out I don't want it to be more than that, but still, she's a piece. Quay 311 says, I will play Breath of the Wild in 2 years for the 10th anniversary. Can't wait. Yeah, that's crazy, right? We just get on to new generation. Jay Biggs in the building. Mr. New York for life. What's going on, man? Look like y'all Knicks is gonna come head up with my Detroit Pistons, and y'all might take that L. I don't know, man. GT says Gaming Dad is going to play Breath of the Wild on across 2 generations of Nintendo consoles and still not complete the game. Just saying, hey, buddy, I can take my save over to the new system. How about that, apples? Stop hating on me, man. But he's speaking the truth. Oh, Jay, but let me get you on the board real quick. Jay Biggs, Mr. New York himself. Hey, yo. Man, shout out to DMX. One of the greatest to ever do it. Outside of Tupac, is DMX. You been eating long enough. Now stop being greedy. Keep it real, partner. Give it to the nigga. Oxford Trapper on the board. Got you. What's up, sir? Said R.I.P. Quaig's wallet. Jay Biggs says, I'm getting the bundle. Street Fighter 6, then Cyberpunk. Don't forget, Jay Biggs, hit that like button and get your vote on over on YouTube. All right, right now, 57% of y'all is like, nope, I'm not picking it up day one. And I think, you know what? Listen, we on the same path. I think the only other Street Fighter, Cyberpunk, I think I might get one more game. I'm gonna think about Hitman. I'm not getting Hogwarts Legacy because I got it already. Fast Fusion, I'm picking up. Definitely fast fusion. Let's see. Quag says, geeky Switch Lite to Animal Crossing prediction sounds about right. Pink skew for show. Yeah, listen, it's gonna take off. It's buddy, oh buddy, that is gonna be ugly. Now the question is like, you know what I'm saying, they gotta make it smaller, but how small does it go? Will it be the same size as the original Switch Lite? Would it go up a little bit more? I don't know. Listen, either way, I'm there day one on that Switch Lite too. That's gonna be crazy. Crazy. All right. Let's get back. Okay, we check out the games. Um Out of these games they showed, was there any game y'all felt that you was disappointed in? That when you saw it, you was like, ah. I mean, I only got two. I mean, cause to me, like Donkey Kong looked amazing. It did. It looked amazing. But my issue with Donkey Kong, it just like they didn't show me enough. It just looked so competitive. They concentrated too much on the destruction, and it was like no gameplay. With no enemies, no nothing. It was like them enemies that came up. They were just like it wasn't enough. I wanted to see like, all right, you gonna say this is Donkey Kong? He destroying things. Well, let him get at it. You know what? Let's see how really supposed to play. And I don't think they showed enough of it, so I wasn't quite impressed. Jay Big says, I would get myself Donkey Kong for my birthday in July. When your birthday, man? My son's is July 17th. So I know for sure he gonna want that. GT says, Bill Trenton is an idiot. Where does the value/price position end? $80 equals 80 hours. So does Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Being 148 hours means it should be $140 based upon the game. Yeah, you right. Listen, man. I agree. Listen, I agree with you totally on that. Cause I just think that's a stupid argument. I think they should make an OLED light too. Godly, buddy. We listen. Me and Geeky was trying our best to call that one into existence. We wanted the OLED light, and it would have sold like gangbusters. Like right around the time when we kind of knew we weren't getting a what you call it, a Switch Pro. When we knew we weren't getting a Switch Pro, we was like, man, listen, bring us a light OLED, buddy. Now you got to get it modded to make it happen. That's what I use in handheld. You're right. Listen, I love, man. Say, listen, buddy, this I would never sell this back. This is the GOAT. This is what started my channel. But I like this form factor because it's like, it's so convenient. Throw this in the bag, listen, even if I'm in a pinch, if I got to go, and I know for sure I'm going somewhere, I'm going on a little trip, I don't need to bring my whole system. I can just bring this right here and be good. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm going to like the real estate, the big screen. But when they drop that light, I'm going to be all over it. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm like geeky on that. That light was different, man. Steve M says, I'm still surprised Nintendo is going to support up to 120 frames per second, even in handheld mode. Now, this is my question. When it comes to that standpoint, is what kind of hit the battery life takes? That is what I'm wondering. That's why I like one of the things I can't wait to get into my hand and to other YouTubers, I hope start to get in their hand. It's like, what is this hit on the battery life? What games is going to really tax the system? What games is not? And it'll probably be a lot more people before I get to it. But that's gonna be my big question. What kind of battery life hit is these games are going to take? And things that probably a lot of us should be doing. Big man 7142. What's going on, man? Listen, dude, your channel on TikTok, not TikTok, but on Instagram, man, is my stuff. When I want a good laugh, I just go back through your stuff. I watch all the stuff you post on there, man. It's super, super good, man. Matter of fact, look, let me get you on the board real quick. Hey, man, y'all show Big Man 7142 some love in the chat. Don't forget, man, if you on YouTube, man, get your vote on for me. We got a poll going on YouTube real quick. So 42. We give out a free Nintendo eShop card. Matter of fact, we're giving out 2 tonight. Can we reach our Super Gold chat? All I have is a $5 Super Gold, 5 Super Chat goal, and we reached it tonight. So we're giving out 2 Nintendo eShop cards. But you right, listen, my brother, I'm with you on that. Listen, I want to see how Madden 25 will be like. Listen, not only just Madden, man. Listen, I hope right now, I'm really, really hoping that they say, you know what? We're going to give you Madden and we're going to give you college football. I would prefer, give me college football over Madden 26. And listen, buddy, in it to win it. Jay Biggs says, I'm pissed off about the Yankee game earlier. Who did they lose to? They must have lost if you pissed. Quay said, GT, my new icon represents the Buffalo Sabres tank. But since I switched, if they won 4 in a row. Bad Swing said, Gaming Dad, can you make a bet out of how many games he has not started or finished? Oh, man, listen, this ain't the Comfort Gaming Dad night. Geeky says, Swiss Life needs to fit in my purse. Animal Crossing on the go. Yeah, listen, the convenience. I need this, and I need the D-pad back. I don't want the little 4 little dots. I don't want this. I want the D-pad back on the Switch Lite. They can keep they can keep it this side, make it this screen, and give me OLED, and we good. Solid. Let's go. The 14th. Yep, it's crazy. My son's is the 17th. My dad is the 19th. This summer is gonna be some good loving. J Big says, I want an OLED light. I was thinking it was coming in 2023. Buddy, listen, we were trying to wish that bad boy into existence. They should have, because boy, they would have made a ton of money. Giggy is about to say Cyberpunk on the Switch was a waste of time. I remember when you started to, oh man, you been rocking. Listen, man, that was a long time, man. It's crazy. 2019, man. I think about it all the time. Hold on, let me get this. Let me get Jack Black is in the building. What's going on, Jack? Don't forget, good people. Let's hit that like button. You know what? Listen, we've been on a roll lately. We've been kind of getting to these, almost these 20, 30 likes. Right now, we're at 18 likes. Come on, good people. Let's hit the like button. Let's get it over 20 likes. Do it for your boy. Jay Black was the happy Monday. Right back at you, sir. This is Jay, but he said, I was there at the start. That's what I'm talking about. My brother. I think, yeah, you were. Geeky was. Big Man, he was there too. Gorilla Tactics says, you play he said, you play GTA? I don't believe it. No, I don't. I mean, I played the old one. So when I bought the when they did the GTA, there was that 1, 2, and 3. When they had that little pack, I played those because I remember playing those back in the day. But I like GTA 4. I had no interest into it. It was like, I'll just waste my time. Quay 311 says, on the Wii U, 100% Breath of the Wild. On the Wii U, you a G. Not including the Karoks. It says, and then again, I'm on Master Mode, 300 hours plus. Listen, Tears of the Kingdom was just a different game. See, it wasn't that I didn't want to beat Tears of the Kingdom. It's that I loved the game so much. I was like, man, it was like having a treat to go in there and play for a little while and put it away. Like I don't want to mess that up. I know it sounds stupid, but still, it was my stupid. All right, let's look at the poll real quick. It says, if I know I made a mistake on the question, but charge to my head, not to my heart. So if they raise the price to Switch 2 to $5.99 standard, $6.49 with the bundle, will you pre-order one? 42% of y'all like, listen, I'm still down, 10 toes down. What's up? Let's go Switch 2. But 58% of y'all was like, hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Yes, Cyberpunk is an open world, Geeky. Geeky said, yeah, I played GTA, Scarface, Mafia, Red Dead. I like open world games. What? That's how Geeky said it too. In my mind, if Geeky was saying it out loud, that's how she would say it to you. Quaker Let's say, I did buy Tears of the Kingdom with a voucher. Oh, listen, then you win. So they would do college football. And you know what else? They need to do college basketball. EA, come on. Listen, man. I know 2K smashed y'all with the basketball. I get it. But, man, let's go back and get Coach K, man. Bring Coach K basketball back, man. Do it for your boy. Boy, I'll lose my mind. That's right there. If they brought back college basketball, I would lose my mind. It'd be on. It'd be on like Donkey Kong. Oh, the Tigers beat y'all. Oh, not my hometown D-Towns. You know, I haven't checked my score box yet. I need to check. I wanted the Pistons win tonight, too. Hold on real quick. You know, I got to check. CBS. Yeah, there it is. Man, you can't tell me my Pistons lost. How you going to lose to the Kings? By 10 at that. I need to see this. I need to see the press conference. National title game, halftime, Utah up by 3. All right. $14 years, $500 million? Golly. He says, oh, yikes. Hope they work out those issues before Twitch 2. He said, yeah, you gave me PTSD when you missed the Pistons. They're not doing Hall effects on the Joy-Cons. Yeah, you know what? Listen, I'm okay with that until I get it to my hands. You know what? I believe in Nintendo R&D. They've done some crazy stuff over the day. You know, a lot of it has been wins instead of misses. So if they rebuilt it from the ground up like they said they have, you know what? I'm gonna still rock with them until, you know what? I got to get on this class action lawsuit with everybody else and get my money back because I got to get new Joy-Cons because they're $90. $90. Crazy. GT says Cyberpunk on Switch 2 is the Steam Deck version. Ported in 7 weeks. Runs decent on the deck anyhow. Right. So you know what? So they still got some more time. That's a short turnaround period to have a game ready for launch. I mean, if he said that build they showed us was only 7 weeks, I wonder how far in the development they are currently, and so they still have another almost 2 months to get it together. GT says Nintendo's Switch 2 Joy-Cons is going to get that Tokyo tariff drift. Jay Big says, I never played GTA 5. I was boycotting it until it comes to the Nintendo systems. All right, listen, I'm with you on the boycott. Geeky says, I'm just waiting for the first pink third-party Switch 2 Joy-Cons. Right. I want to see what that's going to look like. What it's going to look like when these third parties finally start making these Joy-Cons. Buddy. Big Man says, I don't see them doing college basketball. I know, man. Listen, a brother can dream, man. Let me eat. JB says, this is how I play Tears of the Kingdom. I am like 250 hours in and only beat 2 dungeons. I do everything but what I set out to do in that game. It's like it's my Animal Crossing to Geeky. It's so relaxing. And then I get a little tense, and then I kind of chill. The music kind of calms me down. I go out there and get my stuff so I can eat. Yep. I think the problem with the original Joy-Cons was the size. Yeah, they was kind of small. Matter of fact, listen, I don't even play with the original Joy-Cons unless I just absolutely have to. Yes, if I play my old Switch, man, I get these handles. I got to have some handles on that bad boys. These right here, these right here, the truth. Hoary grips. Quay says no Hall effect confirmed on Switch 2 Joy-Cons. We drift in the next generation. Man, have hope, man. Have hope, man. Listen, low key, listen. Listen, I'll be playing in handheld mode, but best believe I'm gonna have that Pro controller in my hand. So what I meant was the size was part of what caused all the drift. Yeah, listen, you think the size of it caused the drift? I can see that only because of the fact that if it's too small, man, you end up putting a lot more pressure on those sticks than they need to be put on them. I know my kids, they done ran through quite a few Joy-Cons, and you know what? Thank God I had insurance. All right, good people, listen. Yeah, let's get into some other stories. We know about the games. Let's back up out of here. Switch 2 upgrade packs may be priced around 10 to 15. As a matter of fact, I think it's been confirmed today. Let me see if I can find that story. I think that story is up here. Luigi's Mansion added to Nintendo Music. All right, good. All right, Nintendo confirmed Switch 2 eShop will not have background music. What the what? Another fail. Everybody named Mama been calling for some good background music, but no background music, and it'll run better, but it won't have no background music. You would think you have Nintendo Switch music, you at least have the app that you can cut that app on and run music if you want to. Maybe that's the issue. Nintendo confirms Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour game costs $9.99. Sing my song again. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Tormentor 20 in the building. What's going on, man? Say hello, Gaming Dad. I'll get you on the board in a hot second. GT says more powerful console, less features than the old one. The UI. Man, listen, they're trying to keep it simple. It's like, you know what? They made like really good decisions, and then they made some decisions. You're like, oh man, come on, man. You got enough RAM in this bad boy where you should be able to run music wouldn't take up not even a smidget of that RAM power. Why you don't have it in the background, I don't know. Nintendo won't reveal the team behind Donkey Kong Bonanza yet. I don't know why. The IGN has published an extensive interview with Nintendo of America's Vice President of Product and Player Experience, Bill Tran. Is it Tran? Tran. And the conversation naturally gravitated towards finding out which Nintendo developer studio at Nintendo is behind the incredible, promising Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive Donkey Kong Bonanza. Listen, this from this screenshot right here, it's a beautiful game. I just got to see more of it. It's not like I'm not gonna buy it. Like my kids are gonna want it, even though my kids are older. They still gonna want to play this game. It'll get played. It'll get bought. But for me to be like, oh man, I'm hyped for it. I'm not hyped for it. I got to see more of it. The Astrobot. J Big says I don't need music. I just go straight to the games. I don't even need themes. I am cool with just the black background. Yeah. Listen, it don't matter. I would prefer, to be honest, I would prefer achievements over all of that. I do like achievements. Laughed an Astrobot. The 3DS ran on used gum and popsicle sticks. Yet somehow the 3DS had custom things. Facts. J Big says, I was not getting the Switch welcome if it was free or for $100. I don't care either way. Yeah, I mean, to me, like, okay, that's the game. It would have been nice to have on the system just to kind of dink around with in the beginning, a show off piece to other people. You know what? You look at it, it looks interesting. Blah 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 blah. But to pay for it, what my theme music? Hell no, to the no no no, hell to the no. All right. Um. Says notice GT said notice how Nintendo games have the same art style. Yeah, listen, I can get that. It's not well, yeah. Especially they main characters. You know, it's important that it's like that. So you know when you have games like Smash and you have games like Mario Kart, it's a seamless art style. So yeah, I get it. Quaith, his photos were nice. Group isn't all good for home screen organizations. I agreed, but I did like situating them certain ways instead of having to, you have so many games, you be scrolling down, scrolling. Jay Big says the 3 upgrades I'm interested in is will be covered by NSO Metro Prime 4, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. Yep. Metro Prime 4, man, looked absolutely phenomenal. What did GT was you funny though? GT during the live stream said, "Yeah, this is Halo," and I couldn't argue with him. I just like, "Yep, he's all right." Maybe that's why Halo was not at the direct. Hey, Megan, how you doing? I got to get y'all on board before I forget. I think it was Megan, and then I think I had the Tormentor. I think Tormentor was on board. All right, good people. Listen, so tonight, all super chats. If you give a super chat tonight, then you get yourself an extra slot on the wheel. We're giving out 2 Nintendo eShop cards. And you listen, if we can get it, do I get 3 over there? Hold on a second. Let's see if I got a third one. Whew. All right. Yeah, I do have a third one over there. So feel free. If we make it to 10 super chats, then I'll put a third one out there, but I'm not gonna push it. We got to our 2, but if we get to 10 though, I would throw another one out there. I do have 3 on me tonight. All right. JB says, to me, art over graphics. You can have all the graphics in the world, but if the art is trash, it's still trash. You know what? I like gameplay. If it plays well, I could be forgiving on the graphics and everything else. But if it don't play well, then it's an issue. Like one of my favorite Switch 1 games is My Friend Pedro, and it's not the prettiest game in the world by any stretch. But it played so well, played so fluid that man, I love that game. Listen, that's another game that's gonna get cranked up. I'm gonna play that bad boy again. All right, good people. Listen, don't forget, get your vote on over on YouTube. Currently, listen, it's getting closer and closer to 50-50. 46 people believe, like, listen, I'm gonna get one, But it's gonna be one in the bundle. I'm getting one day one. 46 people right now. 54 was like, nope. 35% say, listen, I'll wait for a price drop. So 35% still say, like, hey, I want to get one. But 19% was like, good. I'm okay with my Switch One. Holla at your boy. Absolutely, gameplay over everything. Because it's got solid gameplay and it's smooth. Hey, I'm with it. It's when there's to me, like I was like, Nintendo, man, you can put 360 Madden on there as long as it run good. I don't care what it look like. As long as I can better run my plays and it has good gameplay. All this on in. Put an Owen on there. I'm gonna play it all day. GT says, I'm just saying, only the open world Zelda games and Metroid have different art styles. Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, no doubt in that statement for sure. Jay Biggs says, I have had my money saved since Switch Pro days. Woo-wee. I've been waiting for Nintendo to take my money. Listen, I've had about 700 saved for a long time. I have to add to it now because of the fact, like, you know what? I got kids' birthdays coming around the same time. My oldest son is in college. He don't got no job because he in college. So I gotta figure out how to get him one because he gonna want one for his birthday. And if me and my other son playing and he don't got one, he gonna be looking funny, and then my wife gonna get on to me because he can't look funny. I don't know why. I digress. All right, let's continue some of these other stories. Let's see. Nintendo confirms Nintendo Switch 2 won't have system-wide achievements. I know some people out there are devastated. I'm not devastated. I would like achievements. I think it's a nice feature, especially on the PS PlayStation systems. I like that kind of, I think it's good. I think it's good for the game. Side Nintendo note: Minecraft movie now has best video game movie opening ever. I heard it was decent. I heard it was pretty good. I might go take my son to go see it. Maybe tomorrow because Tuesday movies is cheap. You know me. I'm about to say I gotta save some dollars. These systems are coming. I gotta save something. CD Projekt Red confirms 64 gigabytes is max Nintendo Switch 2 cartridge capacity. Oh man, 64. I just wonder what 64 gigs get you on the Nintendo Switch. I guess if Cyberpunk runs and it runs good, it should be a win-win. I wonder what other games is going to take advantage of that card system. Jay Biggs says, one more thing I wanted was the ring around the sticks with the LED lights. Oh, okay, I got you. You talking about this on the regular Switch? Just had those bad boys light up. All right, It'll be interesting to see what other systems come out, what other games come out, what other games they got announced. Like I know we just got a ton of games announced, and it's some bangers in there, but it's not like nothing that like just took you completely off the scales. Like to me, Metroid. We know Metroid is coming. We do know for a long time, and we know some of the games that besides Metroid, Donkey Kong was a surprise. Firm South was a surprise, but besides that, there wasn't anything like that was like super brand new except Zelda. That Zelda Age of Imprisonment, okay, that was new. But everything else though they showed was like, okay, I've seen it before. I've played it somewhere before. Fast Fusion looked like Fast RMX, but this with a different name to it. I'm gonna get you on the board in a minute, Supersonic. But it wasn't a lot of games that kind of like said, hey, you know what, I just like this was new, and that was one of my gripes. Like there wasn't a lot of new IP that I was like, oh man, they had a few, but nothing that was like, oh man, I can't wait to play that. So I'm waiting to see what third parties come out, and how can we match this up, and if what games that Microsoft is pulling on. Think about we didn't get no COD. You would think you would see COD at this direct, but we saw no COD. So I know a third party or another direct is imminent in July. It's got to be July because they do another one in September. Matter of fact, I'm thinking late June, early July. Quay says Donkey Kong looks like it gets boring fast. Not so yet. We're in the same boat. That's how when I watched the Treehouse, I streamed it. That was my biggest complaint. I was like, man, you know what? It just seems really competitive. It was just competitive. They were just destroying everything. But they had that one level because they had like a shrine like system with the board when he was kind of like hanging and like kind of like platforming through hanging. I thought that was dope. I was like, all right, you know what? That was the dopest thing they showed in both sessions. And I was like, well, I mean, it's Donkey Kong. It plays. Everybody's super excited about it. But I was like, I didn't see nothing that I was like, I just needed to see. So for Donkey Kong, all we saw was just the opening of the game. There will be a lot more. Yeah, they showed two sections, and that first section was the beginning of the game, and I think maybe that's in that first section too. That other section they showed, maybe that was in the beginning part too. So I mean, yeah, like it'll be nice to see what they put out, what trailers they put out to kind of really show you that hey, you need to have Donkey Kong in your life. GT says no COD, no Halo, no Forza. However, we got Metroid Prime, Halo, and Mario Kart Horizon. Oh man. Listen, I believe like I think Jay Biggs is about to say the same thing I was thinking about. He said we should see Microsoft stuff in June around their formal E3 time. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about that. You know what? Because Microsoft they do a big thing. I wonder would they have a section that says, hey, these games are coming to Nintendo's next system. That would be dope. Yeah, Xbox show is gonna be really good this year. It's gonna be good because you're like, it's pretty much everybody's show now because Microsoft is going to everybody's system. So definitely cannot wait to see what do they have in store. All right, let's see. I thought this was interesting, man. Sony sends a survey to PlayStation gamers about Switch 2. And so I watched some of these questions. Who had it? I think Spawn Wave, he had it up earlier. All right, listen, then I go show the questions. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Let me see if this. I want to see the questions. Okay, all right. Here's some of the questions here. It says, question one says, as you may already know, Nintendo announced that the Nintendo Switch 2, the successor to the Nintendo Switch, is releasing on June the 5th for $449. How interested are you in purchasing the Nintendo Switch 2? So this tells us all that hey, we're getting ready to get us a PlayStation Vita 2.5 or PlayStation 5 Vita. We're about to get something. Because when they start asking these kind of questions, best believe they are in their mind prepping to say, how do I get it? All right, let me get some people on the board before I forget. All right, it's got Super Sonic saved by Grace. Hey, Tariq, how you doing? Tariq is on the board. All right, I think I got everybody. If I missed you, let me know. We're 39 people on the board. Don't forget, good people, to hit the like button for your boy. We at 22 likes, man. Let's make it happen. Let's get it to 25. Don't forget, hook your boy up. Won't cost you a thing, but a little bit of your time, your muscles. All right, this is question 4 says, below is a list of potential reasons to buy the Nintendo Switch 2. Please select the top 1 to 3 motivating factors for you to play upgraded and new exclusive games, to stay engaged with the gaming community, for Mario Kart themed bundle. The new features and accessories are exciting, to upgrade my hardware in general. I always buy the newest consoles. It's always, to me, it's the exclusives, man. I think you know what, I've been saying this for a long time, and I think Microsoft is in a better place than PlayStation. Once PlayStation made that move to put their key first party games on PC, I think it was the beginning of the end, because they're gonna eventually force themselves into being a third party market as well. Because what would be the purpose of owning a PlayStation 5 now? You might as well wait, because their biggest games is going to head to PC. Spider-Man 1, 2, Miles Morales, all on PC. God of War, PC. You know what? Just waiting on Astrobot. Astrobot will be next. It'll be on PC. You know, they're going to double dip and get the money for those games. But as a hardware company, like, I don't know anybody that got a PlayStation 5 Pro. Do anybody got a PlayStation 5 Pro? Let yourself be heard in the chat. GT says, why would I buy a Vita 2 or an Xbox handheld when I can just buy their games on PC and play them on a superior handheld? You know, listen, to counter that argument, it all depends on how well that these particular handhelds come off. One thing about me, and this might be for like a lot of y'all too, but I know I like ease of use. You know what? I prefer my Steam Deck over the Legion Go because of the ease of use. Even though I think power-wise, the Legion Go is probably better than the Steam Deck, but when it comes to getting into my games and the flexibilities of, you know, cutting the game off and then picking it right back up and continuing to play it, you don't have that on the Legion Go. And so it's a process for the Legion Go too. It's like, you know, once you get the game, you get into it, and then when you cut the game off, it cuts the game. It does a bunch of stupid stuff on the Legion Go that make you not want to pick it up and play it. Just like a camera. Like I prefer cameras that's easy for me to pick up and get into. Boop, 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 boop. I don't gotta sit back and wait for it to start and do dumb stuff. You know, at ease of use. And so to me, that will be the key factor on, like, you know what, ease of use. You know, how good is the screen? You know what? You know, those Xbox controls, are they really good? You know, what the system look like? You know, how portable is it? You know, a lot of those things got to come into play when I think about a handheld. So, looking at, like, if, you know, would I jump into it? It would depends on, you know, how well presented. Like, you know, I look at the Nintendo Switch 2 and I look at it like, man, listen, oh yeah, this is day one buy right now. The ease of use. It's the reason why the Nintendo Switch take off. It was the ease of use. Just that ability to say, you know what, all right, I'm done playing, let me play on TV. Boop. I'm done playing on TV. Boop. Take it upstairs. Ease of use, man. It's important. So that's to me that'll be the only thing. Montrack 3. Welcome to the chat, my brother. Got you on the board. All right. So let me get back to getting back. Nintendo Switch 2 sold out in minutes across different retail stores. Yikes, man. This is the part that kind of scares me. I think one store they had like one store over there. I don't know where is it. I don't know if it was over. I think it was in Spain, maybe. And it was their biggest, console launch ever. But they only sold like 11. They sold like 11,000, but 11,000 went in minutes. Over no fact, until the back. The store that was ever in Spain, they still have stores and they still have system of pre-orders, but they sold 11,000 already, and with like in a day or so. So I mean, it's gonna be a long time able to get one. That's my key. I have to be able to secure 3, and so I made sure that I got on the list. Nintendo got a list, so it's ways to pre-order. Nintendo got a list. If you're trying to trade in your old Switch Lite, GameStop got a great deal going on right now. Matter of fact, I'll get to that article in a second. And then Best Buy, they've already said, hey, midnight launch. So you got some options when it comes to pre-ordering. I just need them to go ahead and say, go ahead and drop them pre-orders. It'd be nice if they said they went Wednesday. It's like, all right, forget it. We're gonna try these pre-orders, but I know it's not. So Gigi says, crazy they sold out so quick. Yeah. In minutes. Yeah. So whenever that job, you gotta be on it. CMG is back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. GT says, I'm stuck in my old ways. I cut the system off fully when I'm done. My Legion Go is set to launch directly into Steam. Thus, it's pretty easy for me to use it. Hey man, you need to teach me how to do that. I want to better set mine up just like that too, to be able to say, hey, cut it on and go right into Steam. Because it's really, listen, I use my Legion Go for for Steam and my Xbox games. That's it. But it's so clunky. One more day till I can pre-order. Oh, hey, listen, ain't that about a bluff? I forgot, you got old Canada over here. He gets the pre-order. Make me want to go over there to Best Buy Canada. I wonder how that work. If I go over there and buy that, do I have to declare it when I come back over here to the States? And pay the tariffs? CMG said GD sold out in minutes across different retail stores. I got to be on it. No, this is for UK though. In the UK, it did this here. Of course, not here in America. Yeah, it would be on every TV station if it was here in America. Nintendo Switch 2 Edition physical games are Switch carts with an upgraded code. I think that might be, that's an old story. I think that they debunked that. Let's see. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Elden Ring. Am I going to buy Elden Ring? I don't know. Hey, I have not seen this interview earlier. I would play it, but it's about 19 minutes. It's worth watching. And it's on YouTube too. Just check CNBC, Doug Bowser. You're right into it. But I felt it was a pretty good interview the guy didn't press him as hard as I wanted him to press him, but you know what? Doug Bowser was not messing that up. So, but still, it was still some good information that came out of this interview, worth checking out. Who Nintendo Switch 2 consoles listed for ridiculous prices on eBay. It wasn't too bad, you know. It's like 600. They shipped them to America. I was like, yeah, some people gonna fall for that one here, but you know what, I'll be patient and wait. You know what, I'll rather figure it out and say, you know what, even if they didn't have pre-orders, you know what, this all right. I don't foresee Nintendo not having pre-orders though. I think that would be that wouldn't be the best move. But if it comes out they didn't have pre-orders, we had to go get in line. I'm just gonna be in line. June 5th, like I tell you right now, June 5th, I'll be in line somewhere. Do you know it's a joker already? It's a YouTuber. He already in line at the New York store for the Nintendo Switch 2. He's saying he's gonna stay out there for 2 months. I don't got that kind of money. Nor I don't got that kind of time. Like, buddy, I give you a day. I might even give you 2 days, but that's it. That's all I'm doing. Say scalpers are already reselling Nintendo Switch 2 consoles at prices significantly higher than retail. Let's see if they show any of them. Not every online retailer is implementing these requirements, though. Scalpers have reportedly already gotten a hold of some first wave Nintendo Switch 2 consoles and bundles, according to Eurogamer. Copies of the standard Nintendo Switch 2 are appearing on outlets like eBay for over whatever the $656. See, I hope it don't get to that price level. I really, really hope that we can escape these high prices. You know what? If you gotta go $50, fine, fine. But I don't want to pay a ton of money for it. I mean, hold on, somebody give me 1 second. Somebody knocking at my ringing my doorbell. Hold on. My bad, good people. Golly. Story time, real quick. I have a kid in my neighborhood who played on my basketball team last year. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm going to say that it just takes him a little longer to learn things and more than other people. So I'm not going to call him the S word. But, you know what I'm saying? Long story short, man, this joker, this came to my house at this time of night and asked me could I fix his PlayStation. It is smashed. Like somebody threw it. I tell you, man, listen, stuff like this only happens to me. I just tell you, man, listen. So I had to call the boy's mom and say, hey, you know your son down here? And she was like, what? He is down here in my house asking about this PlayStation. He said, yeah, I broke the PlayStation. He didn't want to listen, so I broke it. Boy, oh boy. All right, good people, listen. Hey, I know it's late. We know that I'm still tripping on this, but it just ceases to amaze me. I just that he's running on a micro SD card as opposed to oh, we can get what you said. Oh man. Listen, my wife was like, what is he doing? I was like, I don't know, baby. I just don't know. Right, sheep. Yes, yeah. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. J Big says, you know, I ain't built for camping. I almost called off for work today because of the rain. Oh man, it rained a lot down here too, though. But man, that I'm flabbergasted. That's crazy. What's going on, Vaughn? I get you on the board in a minute, man. Hey, how you doing, sir? Oh, got the bot in here. First of all, how you not know your child is outside? How you know? I'm glad she said, yeah, I broke it. She was like, yeah, I broke it because he wasn't listening. He not going to do what he want to do about it. I get it. But he down here asking me to fix it. And there's no fixing. I mean, the hard drive is out of the PS5. I mean, PS4, rather. The hard drive was good. I said, how did the hard drive come out? I don't know. Hey, listen, I teach special ed, so I get it. I didn't get him come to my house and thinking I was gonna fix it. I mean, he was serious, like, Coach Reed, I know you. He's like, I know you know a lot about games. You got your own channel. I said, yeah, but I'm live right now. I'm live. Listen, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I had a speech impediment. I still do every now and then. You hear it. Oh, this is the scripture today, huh? Comes with this Galatians chapter 2, verse 20. It says, my old self has been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I live this might get it still wrong. It is no longer who live, but Christ lives in me. So I live in this earthly body by trusting in the Son of God who loves me and gave himself for me. Amen. That kid's mom is going to be at old age at home when she gets old. He ain't taking care of her when she get her age. Nah, lucky there's an older sister in the house. She'll probably be running the ship. But I mean, it's like, it's 10:30 at night. You can't come to my house until 10:30 at night. but I mean, you can tell he booked it. I mean, but he don't stay like real close either. It's like, you got to get, it's a good 2 or 3 city blocks to get to my house from where he live at. Yeah, you listen. He knew to come somewhere. He knew where to go. Oh man, oh man. Mario Kart World physical copies and other first party Switch 2 games are less expensive in Asia. $68.50, $67, $70. Well, yeah. See, that's why. Okay. CNG said, I see eBay right now coming from Australia for $664. They got to be kidding me. Yeah, listen. Right now, it's not the time to panic. It's like, you might as well wait. The system ain't even out yet. I ain't trusting no pre-orders on nobody's website. Nintendo Switch 2 could cost up to $600 in the U.S. after Liberation Day tariffs. Woo, so they've done the calculations, and they are just assuming this from them calculations that it could add, like I was saying, another $100 to the Switch. Ooh. Well, that just pains my stomach. But I mean, it's the price of our entertainment. All right, so it's the turnaround right now. Currently, 45% saying they not get one day one, but 55 is saying, "Hey, we in there." So I have a kid in my classroom that she kind of called me dad. I've been in her life for a long time. And she in her 20s now, but she just got a job working for United. And she said she had no other way to bless me, but she's going to bless me and put me on her buddy pass so I can be able to fly for free. I said, for a year? I said, I'm about to fly everywhere. I thought that was the most nicest thing I've heard today. It said, why you smashing people's property though? She did that kid like his PlayStation was a Tesla. Just take it from him and hold it for ransom, like an eShop card. Oh man, she could have just took it from him and just gave it to me. Techno DJ in the building. What's going on, man? Did I miss somebody else? Let me see if I can scram back up. That's right. Okay, hold on. Let me get this board back in together. All right, we got Not Gorilla Tackets. He on the board. We got Techno DJ. 100. Got him on the board. Did I miss anybody else? I got Son of Knuckle Tails. I thought it was somebody else. Avant. Hey, there it is. I said we're going to get Avant. All right, tonight we're giving out 2 eShop cards. We reached our... We reached our 5 Super Chat goal tonight. And so that gives us the ability to give out another eShop card. So let's get it. All right, let's see. Let me make sure ain't no other major stories. We didn't beat this Switch one into a pulp. It says Gibson at MST report that the export data for Nintendo Switch 2 system manufactured in Vietnam, destined for the United States, are valued at $338 per unit for customs duty. Okay, that's huge to know. All right, that is really huge to know. So that means if it's valued at $338, that means they're charging 100 plus. They're making over 100 plus. No, per unit. This is $107. That's how much Nintendo is making per unit. Because if it's valued at $338 per unit when it comes into customs, that means that's $107. So that's that. No, man, hold on. It's 112. That's $112. That's 107. I was wild. Let me scroll back down. JB said they used to tape my NES power cord when I got in trouble. See, that's what I know. We want the sheep. GT with the super chat. He says, I've lost count. We've rigged the wheel. GT, I think you this is G5. GT5. 44 people on the wheels still tonight. Get wrecked, Greeky. Get wrecked, Greeky. GT said, I'm so excited to see the Switch 2 getting so out like that. I'm loving it. This is what it's all about. It is. But listen, I'm telling you, pay attention to the $338. That's how much it is coming in from customs. All right. So you take that tariff of, I think it's like, was it 46%? And this is how they're getting that. That's how they're getting it. So let's read this. It says, that would mean that if the United States did not threaten to impose any tariffs, Nintendo would most likely price the system at $399, which I agree. Adjusted for inflation, this would make it in line with past Nintendo home consoles, including Nintendo Switch. Back in 2017, the Nintendo Switch systems were valued at around $260 plus for custom duties, and the console continued to have a suggested retail price of $299. Unlike other platforms, Nintendo was making small profits off each unit sold, and would expect that Nintendo is also making small profits off each Nintendo Switch 2. That look like more than a small profit. I look like $40 compared to $112. Current Switch 2 SRP includes a 15% buffer for potential tariffs. Okay, so Doug Bowser really lied. He said that they didn't base their. If you watch that interview, Doug Bowser clearly said, like they stated this price was not based upon tariffs. Well, you know what? Yeah, they said, but it shows right here. It says it's marketed to have a 15% buffer for potential tariffs. So like they knew tariffs could be coming, so they marketed it high. They marketed it enough to have a 15% marketing. So that means if this is true, you take 15 from the 46, which leaves 31%. So that 31% on top of 338. Oh, I need my calendar. Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out. So you got 338 times, that would be 31%. All right, that's right. Listen, that's right. So there's $104. Yeah, that's right. An extra $104 per console. So that is, listen, this legit. That's pretty much what we got to be paying attention to. Extra $104 per system. So they probably won't put the extra. It's like really an extra $5. So it was It came out to $104.78. That's 31% of the $338. So that's the extra tariff that they would have to pay, because come through customs is $338. So they already marketed in their price for the extra 15%. So that 15% of that tariff was already marketed into the current price. So now you take that current price and then you say 31% on top of that, you get 104.78. So you add that 104.78 to 338, which would give you 442.78. 442.78. That's how much it's going to cost Nintendo to bring that system through customs. So yeah, that's right. I mean, you're looking at about a $600 system. If they have to raise price to match the current tariffs, we're looking at for the base unit, you're looking at about $550, $600, about $100 jump. What's going on, Peace Flutter? What's going on, man? I hope you're a man, because I keep calling you a man. You could be a woman. Be my bad. Icon Christian, what's going on, man? I love the name. Let me get you on the board, man. Listen, we get our free Nintendo eShop card, man, every Monday night, man. You can come jump in and join the conversation. We're just talking about Switch 2 right now. We just kind of figured out in the current state right now, if the Switch 2 was to drop, we've calculated that it would be an extra $104 in tariffs per unit. Currently, as the Switch 2 is coming over through custom, it's coming over valued at $338. So we figured it out that Nintendo already marketed in 15% in the price. It's marketed for 15% of tariffs, because they was assuming that, hey, it could come that direction, so they marketed for that amount. And so we did the math. We took the 15 from the current 46, because right now it's at 46%. And then so it came to be 31%. We took 31% of the $338, and then you add that onto the 30. You took that amount that was $104, and then you add that onto the original $338, which gives you $442.78. So that's how much that system will come in at customs. So of course, Nintendo's going to pass that $104 or $100 off to us. So we can look at systems that's going to be definitely priced at $550, $600 with a bundle. Get your money up. Yikes. Things are going good. Things are going good, man. We kind of riding it down now. Our last couple of stories before the night. Usually we've been streaming since about 8:30. And now it's approaching 11 o'clock. So I know a lot of people got kids like I do, even though I'm on spring break right now. Holla at your boy. But yeah, man, listen, once again, this is kind of recap, man. The Switch 2 Direct was phenomenal. I gave it an A-. It would probably have been a solid A if we didn't have to deal with all the guessing and finding out. You could tell Nintendo wasn't very proud of the price nor the battery life, because those things, they should have been announced in the Switch Direct. We didn't get a lot of key third-party games that has been rumored. I really believe there's going to be some form of partner showcase, partner direct, that's going to be strictly focused on third-party games coming in probably during this summer, during the ET time frame. Kraken Shell 5, what's going on, man? Let me get you on the board too before I forget, because we about to wind it down. We have 47 people on the wheel, so this wheel gonna be going fast tonight. We're giving out 2 eShop cards tonight. We are at 6 super chats. If we make it to 10, we'll give out 3 eShop cards tonight. That means the top 3 will win. Right now, the top 2 will win tonight. Kraken Shell is on the board. Okay, I got Iconic Christian on the board. We should be good. Quag says, looks like I'm playing. He said, what's that? Mauritian this administration? Go Xbox. What is that? Yeah, they can break that one down for me. All right, listen. I'm gonna finish reading this article and see if anything else. He says, After the April 2nd Nintendo Direct, retailers listed revealed that the standalone Switch 2 will cost $449. Okay, I'm going to care about that. Based on the information that we now know, this means that the Nintendo Switch is Nintendo expected the U.S. government to impose a 15% tariff on imports. Aside from Japan, which has a Japanese-only system offered at a lower price due to the weak yen, the suggested retail price in all regions were priced around the same as the U.S. in order to prevent reselling and parallel imports from other countries. This isn't usual, as most electronic companies such as Apple offer their products at a price point similar to the U.S. SRP in overseas markets for similar reasons. Nintendo cannot escape Liberation Day. It says Nintendo products are primarily manufactured in 5 key markets, and in principle, the liberation tariffs would apply on all imports regardless of product. So they're in Japan, 24%, China, 54%. It says 20% universal tariffs, followed by 34% Liberation Day tariffs. Vietnam gaming consoles and accessories. Okay, so the gaming consoles and accessories are in China, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Malaysia. Consoles are okay. So the only way Nintendo can kind of get away with some of this stuff if they can get their gaming consoles to be manufactured in Malaysia, and so that Malaysia will add a 24% tariff. So you can look at it like this here. I mean, Nintendo could switch the game. They can say, all right, all the systems from Malaysia, now you go to America. And this would be smart for them to do. And so now let's look at it. If they already calculated a 15% tariff in the current price, so you take 15% from this. Let me blow this up some. If I can get it to come up, I can't get this, but in Malaysia, it's a 24% tariff. All right, so they already calculated 15%. So you take 15% from 24, which leaves you 9%. Now let's see what that markup is. All right, so at 9%, you got 338 times 9%. Okay, so now this makes it a little bit better. Now it's at $30.42. All right, so now you add the $30.42 to 338, so that now turns that into 370. So Nintendo could leave the price as it is. They can take that hit. They can afford it if the systems come from Malaysia. Now Nintendo has a gang of systems already over here in the U.S. And so if they did that, and even if they passed that $30 off to the consumers, all right, so now instead of paying $450, we would pay $480 and $630. No, $480 and $530, excuse me. So with tax, you're looking at, I don't know, maybe $520 out the door for the single version, maybe $560, $570, which is better. So that's the only way Nintendo gets away with this. Nintendo escapes it, and to me, listen, if Nintendo passes $100 off, knowing they could have very well passed off 24%, I mean, that's how you solve it. You just switch directions. You say, hey, all right, if I got systems ready to go, that's and those systems is coming out of Vietnam or Cambodia or China, you know what? I send those to those other countries and send the ones from Malaysia over to the U.S. And this way, the hike in tariff is not like so drastic. All right, it says based on the numbers, here's how much the Switch 2 will be priced as if Nintendo exports from if they export from all four countries after the tariffs. If they export from China, the console will be $600. If they right, see, my math was correct. So if they look down here towards the bottom of this here, um, if they ship them from Cambodia, the system will be $579. If they ship them from Malaysia, it'll be $589. So I was close around. It says close to $40, but I think it's more close to the $30. I did the math. My math was right. So I don't know how they got 489. To me, it should be more like 480 or 479. And which would be okay. Like that's what Nintendo, to me, that's what you need to do, Nintendo. Hey, let's go ahead while Malaysia got the lower price, and then that's the direction all them systems should come from. Switch the boats. You know what? That's what you got to do. You want to you know what? You want to eat some prices, but the prices are crazy, but the price it's only like $40 more if you get it from Malaysia. Nintendo's going, listen, there's no way they bring a $600 console over. If they go $600, then we know that Nintendo was like, forget y'all. Y'all going to pay anyway. I have 4 of my own, so hold on. Let me go back up here. American Liberation said liberating you from your money. Happy Liberation Day, aka Purge Day. The hoops people got to jump through to not pay Canada prices. Go ahead and pay that extra $100 and play. My kids mostly play Xbox. I'm the one pushing Mario Kart and Astrobot on them. Quig out here in a white van asking kids if they want to play Mario Kart. I have 4 of my own, so I know that's right. But yeah, we're punk rock rolling deep in the minivan. That feels like prohibition in the U.S. So funny. All right, so listen, hey, this article was really, really good. I might have to do a video about this tomorrow. This is a really good article. Assuming Nintendo continues to rely on Vietnam, the SRP would have to be adjusted to $569, while Malaysia offers the smallest increase at $489. Nintendo would need months to set up production lines and scale up productions in the country. It is unclear how feasible this is, considering that Malaysia wasn't producing as much Switch consoles as other countries. As a result, relying on Malaysia is bound to make the Switch 2 even harder to find in the U.S. in the short term. They have listen, I'm assuming, and according to Doug Bowser said himself, like, we have, a lot of consoles already over here. He said that in the interview. You go to that CNBC interview, he said that clear as day. We already have a lot of systems over here already. So that means they were kind of planning for this tariff already. So this is, to me, if I'm Nintendo right now, I've already made the shape. Hey, you guys got to start producing more consoles. If they're producing it can't be that big of a shift to make that kind of happen. It's where those systems are shipping from. So you just get them to get the rolling, because that things is going to sell. So this is going to be really interesting for us to sit back and watch and see how this kind of unfolds. Currently there is a USD 10 price difference between physical and digital versions of first-party Switch 2 titles. The markup could be explained by higher manufacturing costs as well as a buffer for tariffs. See, you know what? Once again, Dub Bowser, you lied again. Because it's a they put buffers in from, because you know where does the all your game cards come from? They come from Japan. All right, so Japan makes all your game cards, but they got a 24% tariff, which that would be right if they marketed, if they had a 10% tariff cushion already. So now these physical games is probably gonna cost more. Oh, buddy, this is gonna be interesting. So you know what? It's gonna force a lot of people to go digital over physical, because the physical price of the games are gonna be more. Boy, this is gonna be interesting. This is really, really going to be interesting. Nintendo's gonna have to find another place to make these cards that's not being tariffed. To me, the Nintendo, if you're smart, man, you would go ahead and just build a factory, or Foxconn has factories over here in the U.S. I don't know if y'all know that. They have 3 factories over here, but they do something different though. But to me, like, hey, I'm getting with Foxconn, and I'm like, man, let's invest into America. To me, that's a smarter move. Invest into America, start building your consoles over here, and to escape the tariffs over here in your largest video game market. Super smart, right? Nintendo can go half in. They can join ventures with Foxconn and build another plant over here. Now, true enough, you wouldn't see the virtues of that for maybe like 4 or 5 years, because it takes a lot to build them kind of plants. But however, you wouldn't run into the situation again, and it would give Donald Trump what he wants. Donald Trump just wants people to invest in here. They saying, hey, you making tons of money off America, but there's no reinvestment. It's like you taking those dollars and you investing it to another country. Don't let me get on my soapbox about that. But that's what they're doing. That's part of it. They just going over here, and everybody's making money off America, but America not making no money back. So I mean, that's why these tariffs is here. So made in Russia is about to be on the back of all Nintendo cards. They got to do something. Let's see. As for other accessory prices, increases are guaranteed due to the large tariff. SRP could increase by 50% as all 3 countries Nintendos are relying on for accessing are heavily affected. The best course of action for Nintendo at this point of time is to wait. Now, I don't know if you guys remember when Donald Trump was in office the first time, he applied tariffs to Japan and China, and what happened was Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony wrote a letter to the president, and he eased off those tariffs for video games. So the effect, so Nintendo or Xbox or Sony, they didn't feel those effects, or even Apple, because this is also going to affect your iPhones, your cameras. I mean, it's not just video games that's getting hit. He's right on that part. No child labor would steal higher game prices. Yeah. I mean, it's the reason why they have so cheap labor over in these other countries. That's why a lot of our jobs, a lot of jobs for a lot of companies over here, they go over to the Vietnams and the Taiwans, because the labor force is so cheap. But so I'm torn on the tariffs, because I think, hey, tariffs is bad for video games, because I'm a video gamer and I'm a photographer, so it's bad for cameras. But it's but I think in the long run it's going to be very good for the country. It'll be very like we might not reap those benefits, but I think our kids will. Um, by putting things in order that says, hey, you know what? I mean, and also it's more about the tariffs and then how we be in charge. Cause everybody get blinded, but don't get blinded. This is really your opportunity to get rich. Don't just pay attention to the dot market. These stocks is going down. This is your time. You should be paying attention. Like who you gonna buy, who you gonna invest in, and jump on it because these are the times where you know what you can get left behind. But I tell you, people, there's gonna be some people on this earth that's gonna get incredibly rich off of these decisions that Donald Trump is making because of the fact that these stocks are going down, people are going to buy low, and then those stocks is going to eventually climb back up. And then you just want to be a part of that climb. You know what? So I'm telling you, man, pay attention, do some research, find some good stocks that you know that's trading low, and it's only trading low because of what he said, not because of their products. Okay, that's a whole different story. I'm telling you, listen, man, pay attention. Tetris with love from Russia. Make it retro. You can't pay an American $2 a day, and you can't even pay below minimum wage because of the mass deportation. Yeah. I think a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people don't see how deportation is going to really hurt everybody because no one's going to be taking those types of jobs to go out there. But our Mexican brothers and sisters, they had no problem with it because from what they came from, it was still better. But I'm telling you, I love the Mexican culture because they do things that are just a tad bit different than a lot of people do. You know what? They do things within their family. You know what I'm saying? So if I got 9 people out there working, and y'all might be working for $5, but if I got 9 of y'all working, all that $5 is come back into the house. And so they save and save and save and save and save until they have enough to buy their next house. But then instead of having 9 in one house, now they cut in half. Now we got, maybe 5 and 5 now because, a couple of them had the babies. So, you get 5 and 5 houses, but they all saving together until they have enough money to buy the next house. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. But I can't say that for my people though. We're a little different. It's good for America's craftsmen, laborers, factorers, etc. They're the ones that are the most excited about the change this past week in Washington. You know what? But they have okay. Yes, and the push should be to get more kids going into those markets. But it's not, man. It's not, man. They've been okay. That's a whole different spiel how they've been dumbing down America, but. So I'm glad I'm not retiring this year. I'll be pissed. Many years left. Right. This is a good chance. People. This is to me. It's a turning point for a lot of people. We got to really start looking at ourselves and say, how do I switch this here and make this situation benefit for me and my family? I don't think you can sit back on the rails this time and not do nothing and kind of watch things go by. I think you really got to participate. I'm going to read this last comment. It says, tariffs will not just affect Switch 2. It's important to note that the tariffs will just affect Nintendo, that it will not just affect Nintendo Switch 2, but other products offered by Nintendo's competitors, as well as products outside of the gaming industry. These prices increase will only be known as after companies run out of their existing inventory imported before the tariffs in the United States. So this is another big thing to think about. How many Switch units are over here? That's the key. Did Nintendo already port enough units for launch day? Or do they have enough units for that second wave? Those are the questions. That's why I believe Nintendo has time to make some adjustments. If they got to do a higher tariff and switch Malaysia's shipments over to the U.S., fine. But long as they have enough for launch date, because you know what they already planned. They already planned to have so many for launch date. So they probably got a couple mil over here already for launch date. So that's what I'm trying to tell people now. The time to say I'm gonna wait is not it. It's like if you're on the poll right now, and you'll say I'll wait for a price drop, you might well say you're not getting one because they're not dropping the price, especially after tariffs, unless these tariffs make a drastic change in certain regions. All right. If you're okay with your Switch 1, just be okay with it for the next 2 years because you probably would not get a Switch 2, period. There's no way. Ever feel like we're in 2020 all over again? Buy your toilet paper and gaming consoles before they run out of stock. Yeah, you're right. It's almost like a manufactured pandemic without no one being sick. But things are gonna, like, you're right. Like things are gonna run out. It's like, but this is the part about it that's crazy. A lot of people are not paying attention to this. A lot of people believe that this toilet paper and stuff is made over here. Knowledge is power, man. The Bible says it clear as day. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. People don't understand that. So you know what? Life goes on, and then it's gonna hit all of a sudden. It's gonna be quick too. It's gonna be like you're gonna look up like, man, I don't want toilet tissue. Or when toilet tissue do come back over here, it's gonna be like, man, why is this so expensive? It's gonna be because of these tariffs. But you know what? Listen, I would tell you the good thing about these tariffs is making people come to the table. It's a boss move. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's making all these other countries say, "Hey, we make a lot of money in America," and they just can't say forget America. That's the part about it. Like none of these countries, none of them, Canada included, they can't say forget America. All right, we want to deal with y'all. They can't say that. We have the largest economy out of any other country. Now, don't get me wrong, China's on to come up, and you know what? Things changing over in Africa, but it's still not the U.S. Still not the U.S. Still not. We spend more than anybody else because we're a consumer. We consume a lot more than anybody else. So people are going to make their money over here in the U.S. So there's no way they can just say, all right, they got to come to the table and at least attempt to negotiate. And then you know what? If they can work out a deal, then you know what? Their country's economy grows, America's grows, and I think that's what Donald Trump is trying to do. I'm not saying I am like I'm Donald Trump. I'm just saying like, hey, looking at it from an objective eye, I think he making some good choices. All right, good people, listen, man. Listen, this is a great story. This is on Nintendo Soup. Definitely highly recommend it. I'm probably gonna do a video about this because this is really good information that people should definitely be preparing themselves for. If so, I got to figure out how to break it down in a video form. But yeah, this is a dope video, and we can take it from there. Man, I might even use the video from tonight and just cut it up and see if I can make that happen. All right. He said smart man, also probably a bit gay but smart. If we get that East/West pipeline, yep, we can say forget America. Listen, you are absolutely correct. Listen, I do not. That statement is all facts. You are right. You are right. I watched a lot of videos on China and some on America who live in China. They got a lot of stuff over there. Beautiful cities as well. Oh, yeah, listen. Oh, yeah, it's nice. All right, good people, listen. Let's get off of this here. Let's get into this wheel. It's almost wheel time. All right, it's 11. Yeah, well, it's almost 11:30. All right, hold on 1 good second, good people. Let's see if I. Hold on a second. Mm-mm-mm-mm. All right, good people, listen. I got a tinkle, man. I'm usually off this stream. This is late, but hey, before I give out this eShop card, let me get my tinkle on real quick. Hold on. Sorry about that, good people. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is wheel time. Let me get my sound effects ready to go. You know how it's go. If your name is picked first, you hear the wonderful soothing tones of Peter Griff. And without any further ado, let's get that wheel spinning for the winning. 2 eShop cards tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 2. 1, 2. And we up next. And like Geeky predicted, Guerrilla Tactics is the first one off the board.
You lose.
It's our first loser of the night. Let's keep it, bro. That's so funny. That's so funny. Up next, the Cats of Flag. Oh, Megan is off the board. Oh, please exit left, Megan. Megan is off the board, ladies and gentlemen. We keep it rolling and flowing. Let's go. 45 people left on the wheel. We got to keep it going. Ooh, Quake 311. Got the almighty. Came in for a comment and is out of here. Oh, my goodness. Oof. Who's up next to catch a flag? Like it's going to be Shoney. Oh, Shoney is out of here. Peace out. He said, I demand a refund. Oh, man. Supersonic Saved by Grace is our next victim. Please exit left. Got the old body. The bombs is dropping tonight. We're down to 42. Let's keep this wheel going. Who's up next to catch the flags? And it will be SOC is out of here. Keep it moving and grooving and flowing. That was quick. Oh man, quick, fast too. Jet Black. Peace out, my brother. Let's keep it moving. Who's up next to catch the flag? And it will be. Got the almighty GT4. It's out of here. Woo. All right, who's up next to catch the flex? And it will be Debo Pop 12 representing Twitch. Is out of here. Bombs is dropping. Bombs over Baghdad. GT Karen sounds terrified. Oh man, Bazdit. 24/7. All right. Let's keep this thing moving. What did the sheep say? What did the sheep say? Breaking Bad. What did the sheep say? Bad. Let me speak to your young manager, aka Gaming Mob. I'm going to show up at your doorstep with a broken switch. Not the broken switch. Asking me to fix it. That was crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, who's up next to Castle Flex? And it's going to be, Avant. I played your music earlier. We knew you was coming. Hey, Avant is off the board, ladies and gentlemen. Pew, pew. Down to 35. 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 GT3. Got the almighty boy. Give it to him again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're down to 34, the last two eShop cards tonight. Ricky Ricardo, you are there.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get
Nothing.
nothing.
You lose.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. All right, keep it moving and flowing and showing. Hey, yo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, oh, my buddy Steve M representing them Green Bay Packers. But
you lose.
It's out of here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, up next is our special winner of the night. You know how we do our special winners. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight, oh, man, it's getting close. 4-track 800 is our special winner tonight. Give it up for 4-track 800, but you know how we do.
Psych.
Better luck next time. Slug heads.
He's out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Up next to Catch the Flex. Who will it be? Who will it be? CMG.
Very good. You know something? No, sir, for you. Come back 1 year. Next.
All right, 30 people on the board left. Nuke Cap 7 is out of here. All right, let's keep it moving and grooving. Who's up next to catch the flex? Montrack 3 is out of here. Man, I don't know what's going on in my house tonight, man. Hold on, people. Be right back. Boy, I tell you, this time it's my daughter because she up there trying to paint her room and it's 11 o'clock. I hear this big old thundering sound. She done knocked over her whole bookcase. Okay. My bad. I want to help him try to get through this wheel. Tariq, you out of there. You won't get no music. We're down to 27 people. 27 people. I don't even know what I did with my glasses. Tonight is a night. Side of Knuckle Tails, my brother from another mother. You out of here. All right, all right, all right. Dub City is up next for the flex, and
It's all
you're out of here.
black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose.
You lose.
Go
Crazy
faster.
night. Crazy night. It don't stop. I said, man, if you don't, I tell you, you don't go to bed. A geeky chick. Oh my goodness, she's out of here. Let me get her theme music.
You are out of here.
All right, we're down to 24 before we out the door. Dookie 23
You lose.
is out of here. All right, keep this wheel spinning for the winning. Oh yeah, we about to drop another bomb over Baghdad. Bomb over Peace Flutter is out of here. Giggy says rigged. Word at Geeky House. Going through tonight at the house of Gaby Dad. Listen. Man, listen, boy, I tell you, this is one to remember. I can't believe he asked me to play it. That play, listen, I should have took a picture of it, of that PlayStation. Oxford Trapper, you're out of here.
You are out of here.
All right. Down to 21. Baz it 24/7. YT. Keep it moving. Keep it grooving. All right. We're down to 20. Now, not so Guerrilla Tactics, huh? Is out of here. All right, let's see. GT is still on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Geeky's still on the board. Gaming Dad still on the board. If I win tonight, I'm going to give mine to Miss O. PC Katrina, oh, my girl. She won last week. She can't win this week. She's out of there. Ooh, wait, that was close. Uh-oh. Techno DJ 100
You lose.
is out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We keep it moving and grooving. What did the sheep say again? What did the sheep say again? CMG. CMG, ladies and gentlemen, is out of here. Never gets old. Cracking Shell 5
You lose.
is out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We keep it rolling. 15 for the win. Boy, it's late. 11:41. Look, I don't got no school tomorrow. I don't got to get ready for school. Liddy games used to be 500 degrees. He's moved it down to 80 degrees, but he out of here. Good people. Listen, I hope people, they get off the screen. I hope they come back and check out the screen later to see if they won. Gaming Dad, don't tell me I got the boot. I did.
You lose.
Gaming Dad is off the board, ladies and gentlemen. We keep it moving and grooving. Geeky 3. Oh, man. Is she out of here? All right, listen. Keep it moving. Keep it grooving. Who up next? Oh, J Biggs, Mr. New York is out of here. We're down to 11. Get ready to drop this bomb on Tormentor. Boom. You out of here. All right, all right, all right. Who up next to catch the flags? Like it's gonna be Bazzard 3.
You are out of here.
Bazzard is out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We get through this wheel tonight. Was not playing around. Number 99 left on the board. Geeky 4. She's out the door.
You are out of here.
I can't say that she's on the board no more. I think she's still on here. Geeky in it to win it. And GT on here twice. Oh, buddy. SOC, channel moderator. Big supporter of the channel. But you out of here. Let's go. Down to 7. The number of completion, GT5. Couldn't stay alive. Got a wave. Bye-bye. He's out of here. GT is still on the board, ladies and gentlemen. He's still in it to win it. Oh, no, not Candy. GT hit back to back. GT. Oh, Geeky caught it. Geeky caught it. He said he's going back to back. Oh, man. How the wheel turns, Geeky. Oh, that was so. He said, how the wheel turned, Geeky. He came back and said no. Oh, man, listen. Oh, man, I'm sorry, but you out of there, my brother. Not with the red face. Big Man 7142, man, my guy.
You lose.
But you out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're down to our final 4. Geeky in the final 4. This is hilarious. Geeky in the final 4. Kenny cuts it up. Miss O in the building. She in the final 4. Newcomer to the channel, Iconic Christian. Let's go. We can only have 2 in the final round. So who's up next to catch the flex? It was 4. Now it's going to be 3. Who will it be? We will soon see. Oh, not my girl Geeky. She out of here. Thank y'all for coming through and hanging out with your boy. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. There'll be a new winner tonight. Who will it be? Who will it be? Iconic Christian, man. Dang, man. I wish you was in that final circle, but you're not because you're out of here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it can only be. Matter of fact, stop the presses. Both of them are our winner tonight, Miss O and Miss Candy. Candy. I don't know if you on Discord, Candy, but I know you on Instagram. Just message me on Instagram, and I'll get you your winnings like I've always done before. But if you're on Discord, it's even better for me. This way, you don't get the, Instagram, if you don't get it quick enough, you lose it. Something stupid like that. But Miss O, hey, hit me up on Discord so I can get you your winner. I believe, Miss O, you won it before, but if not, I'm on Discord. Send me a message. If you can't contact me, I'm gamingdad333@gmail.com or, shoot, where else? You know what? Listen, I will go in the chat and put my Discord just in case. That's what I would do. All right, so look at that. That's our 2 winners tonight. He says, so y'all give them congratulations. We'll find out who's the final winner, though, right now. No Nick Cannon tonight. Gave him the day off. And tonight's winner will be officially Candy Cuts It Up. Is our official winner tonight. But Miss Owens gets the win, too. I'm going to leave on the board. No, I won't. Kids, give it for Miss Candy. All right. Good people, man. This is a wonderful stream. A lot of theatrics. Wasn't expecting to have to leave my spot. Not once, not 2, not 3 times I had to leave my spot. I couldn't hold that. I was drinking all this liquid. So I couldn't hold it. I had to pee one time. But then the other 2 times were crazy. Like, I told my daughter, I said, what are you doing? She's like, I bumped into it. I said, you did more than bumped into it to knock it all the way down. It was like a thunder. I'm surprised y'all didn't hear it on the mic. Good people, listen, let me get my pray on for y'all guys, man. I had a wonderful stream, man. A lot of Switch 2 stuff coming out, man. I'm trying to do a little bit more videos, trying to, you know, at least get the shorts in. I put out a short today. I'm gonna put out one tomorrow. I might put out a full video tomorrow because a lot of this information I think people need to know how it breaks down. I think a lot of people don't know how that tariff stuff break down. And so that video should be good. I had a lot of fun tonight too. That GT, that was funny. Where teachers that where the teacher bladder gave it. Oh, man, it's funny. What does this prove? Cheaters never win or cheat harder. Oh man, listen, man. I'm telling you, man. Listen, y'all are my people, man. I love talking and hanging with y'all. Y'all too funny. GT, man. I'm so glad you back on the stream, man. Cause you be killing me, boy. Listen, the humor you bring, man, is absolutely enlightening. Jay Biggs, man. I appreciate you coming through. Says later, everyone. Have a good night. You too, my brother, man. Thanks for coming through, man. But let me get my pray on, man. Like I always do before I get off the stream. Dear Heavenly Father, I ask and pray in the name of Jesus, Lord, that you touch everyone who came out tonight, Lord. I pray, Lord, that you bless them and let your hands be upon them. I pray, Lord, that they grow and have a desire to seek your kingdom, Lord, that they move in your direction, Lord. I pray, Lord, that they seek your kingdom and that they cast their burdens onto you, for you are the burden carrier, not them. I pray, Lord, that you bless them, Lord, and guide them, Lord, on their next steps in life, Lord. And I pray, Lord, that they desire to have a relationship with you. I thank you, Lord, for this wonderful evening, Lord. I pray, Lord, that you bless their relationship with their parents and their children and their significant others, Lord. I thank you for this opportunity, Lord, to be able to pray for them. And I thank you, Lord, for blessing me, Lord, for this channel and to be able to do the things that I like to do. Whew. In Jesus' mighty name, Lord, I give it up to you. Amen. Good people, this is your boy Gaming Dad, man. You have yourself a wonderful, wonderful week. We will be back at it next Monday. Listen, if something major comes up, just like, hey, they announce, you know, some tariffs or they announce new pricing, you know what, I'll probably stream that night, if whatever day they announce it. But if something big comes, you know, I just feel like we got to talk about it. You'll hear me. It'll be a surprise. We'll go live. The final scores of the poll right now, 45% of you guys are not getting a Switch day one. But 55 is saying, listen, hey, I'm getting one because I'm either going to get this standard edition at 25%, but 31% of you guys is like, I'm getting this $649 Mario Kart bundle. Y'all willing to pay $649. Hopefully it's not that expensive, but I just pray that we can be able to get pre-orders sooner than later. So if we hear something about pre-orders, I'll probably throw a short up or something on TikTok. Forget, your boy is on TikTok at GamingDad0. GamingDad0 on TikTok. I'm on Instagram at GamingDad3. I'm on X at Gaming_Dad3. Remember, it's Gaming_Dad3. Those are where you can reach me on my matter of fact, listen, Candy, if you hear this here, you know what, you can always catch me on my other multimedia sites, and so do you, Miss O. So I hope you listen all the way to the end. It said later, it said last year they were cheeks. They were. Insane to think the Pistons will be in the playoff. It is insane after winning 14 games last year I think they had 44 this year. That's insane. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a win-win season already for the Pistons. But I think we can beat New York. I really do. I think we can beat New York. But congrats to the Pistons on getting back. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. It's gonna be a good series between us and New York. All right, good people, listen, this is your boy Gaming Dad, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next week. In the immortal words of Don Cornelius, peace, love, and soul. This is your boy Gaming Dad, and I'm Audi 5000G. Peace.